Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Goat News Teaches, where I teach you how to do useful things in your real life. I want to preface this video by stating that it is for educational purposes only, and you should not download any copyrighted materials. Only download content that either you own, that is in the public domain, or that's copyright free. So for example, here I typed in royalty-free classical music. All right, and we have this video here that's also an audio video called Waltz of the Flowers by Tchaikovsky. As you see, clearly states no copyright. And that's the video that we're going to run this test with. Now, I'm going to show you how to install the program called yt-dlp, but first I'm going to show you how to run the application. So you want to type in PowerShell into the search box on the start menu. If you're on Mac, just type in terminal, and it's basically the same thing. All right, it's just a command line to enter commands. So we're going to click on PowerShell 7. All right, now you have the option of where you want to download your content to. If you type in CD downloads, CD stands for change directory. You can just download straight to your downloads folder, right? For this example, I'm going to use a temp folder on the desktop. So I'm typing in CD desktop and then CD temp to change directory into that empty temp folder, which as you see here is on the desktop. It's just an empty folder, right? Now go in PowerShell, and the command is called yt-dlp. So you type that in, space, you right click to paste in the shell or your whatever terminal you're using, and then you press enter. And then it's going to start downloading the video. It's going to use a thing called Dino to solve the JavaScript challenge, and we're going to show you how to install that. And it's super easy. It's not complicated whatsoever. All right, and it's downloading now, and it'll take a couple seconds, maybe a couple minutes, depending on how fast your connection is. And then we're going to click on it here to show that it works. All right, beautiful. So it was that easy. Now let's jump into the actual process of installing yt-dlp so that you can be able to download the videos. All right. So you go to plasas.com, plasas.com /yt-dlp, and that will take you directly to the download page here. All right. And you're going to look for a file called yt-dlp.exe. And this is on GitHub. So you click on assets, right? If it's minimized, you can open it by clicking on assets, all right? And then you'll see yt-dlp.exe. Now they also have a Mac OS version if you're on Mac, all right? And after that downloads, you're going to download Dino next, all right? Because you're going to need Dino in order to solve the JavaScript problems that YouTube presents in order for you to download the file. This is done automatically by your browser, but since we're running it on the command line, we need an application that does that for us. All right. Now you just search here for Dino-64-PC-Windows-MSVC.zip. All right, and then you're gonna click on that and download that. So now that we have these two files, Dino and the yt-dlp file, we're going to create a folder, all right, where we're going to run them from. And then we have to let the system know that the application is in this folder. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So take yt-dlp. You can create a folder anywhere on your system that you like. It can be on the desktop. It can be in the downloads folder, wherever you want. And then copy the link to that folder, wherever that is. And mine's, for example, is here in latest. I have a folder I created called latest. You don't have to do this, like I said. The folder can be anywhere. But the point is that you're going to copy yt-dlp.exe to this folder, and then you're going to open up the Dino file that we had, and then you're going to copy the Dino.exe file to this folder. So that's all that you need, those two files. All right, we go to start and type in environment. All right, and we're going to see options here for edit the system environment variables or edit environment variables for your account. All right, and once you click on that, you'll get this little pop-up. Now, another way is to type in advanced system options or advanced system settings. All right, and you'll see a link here, and you'll see environment variables, and then when you click that, it'll take you to the same folder. All right, and then what we want to do next is really simple. Don't feel overwhelmed. This is very simple. All right. You click on path. See here it says path. It'll say user variables for whatever your account name is. And then we also have one for system variables. All right. The only difference is that this is for your account versus globally for the computer. So really you can put it in either one. It doesn't really matter. But I like to do it for my personal account. So I click on edit for path, and then you can see a list here. And then see the URL, the link here where it says desktop, wherever I installed or wherever I copied yt-dlp to, you copy that. All right, you go back over to the list and you click on any of the blank lines. Well, the last one after any text that's already there, you hit paste and you hit enter. That's it. All right, I already have it in there, so I don't have to do that. But once you do that, you hit OK, you hit OK, you hit OK, and that's it. That's the installation. It's that simple. And now when you go to PowerShell and run that command, it's going to be able to download the files. It's that easy, guys. All right, there's nothing to be intimidated by. If you have any questions, leave your question below, or you can call me 305-741-2382, text or call, whatever is easiest for you. But I'm available anytime. So just reach out to me if you have any questions. I mean, this really shouldn't be that complicated, but if for some reason you can't figure it out, leave a comment below. Now, the next thing is this. If you want to download content on Android, all right, the easiest way is to use a program called NewPipe. All right, so you go to plusas.com/NewPipe, and it's going to take you to this page to be able to download NewPipe. And whatever the latest version is, click on Assets, and then click on the file that ends in .apk. All right, once you install that on your Android device, whatever you're using, whether it's a tablet, it can be an Android TV, it works for all of them. If you have any questions, just ask ChatGPT on the installation, but literally you just copy it to your device, or you can download it directly from your device and then run the application, and then you can search for your video or just paste the URL, and then when you long press, it'll give you the option to download it, or they'll be in the menu. You can download the video that way. So this is the easiest way to do it on Android. And then finally, if you want to convert your video, you're going to use either a program called HandBrake, or there's another option using FFMPEG. So we're going to cover both. The first thing you want to do is go to plusas.com/HandBrake, and that's going to take you to the HandBrake page, and you can just search for Win, W-I-N, and that'll highlight anything that's a Windows file, and it's going to be here kind of in the middle. All right, it's going to say HandBrake dash whatever the version is dash x86_64 dash win_GUI. All right, now there's another version here that says ARM64, but don't click on that one unless you're on ARM64. And they have two versions. They have the .zip file, and then they have the .exe file. Don't click on the one that says .exe.sig or .zip.sig, because that's just a signature file to let you know that it's a valid file. I mean, if you have a validator on your device, then you can download it and then validate it, but I mean, it's coming directly from GitHub, so that shouldn't be an issue. Now, after you download it, you can either install with the exe, or you can run it directly from the .zip folder, which is just a portable folder, so that, let's say, for example, you could just copy it onto a USB thumb drive, and then you can run it from another device really easily, let's say if they don't have internet access, to download it on that device. So that's the only difference between those two files. But once you have done that, then you're going to type in HandBrake. You're going to see HandBrake pop up here. And let's say, for example, the video that we downloaded, the waltz of flowers, we can drag and drop it in here, and then we can convert it to either a QuickTime MOV file, NKV, WebM file, MP4, whatever you like. And they have some other presets here if you just want to use one of their presets. Looks like they have a lot. But if this isn't enough options for you, all right, then you can also install FFmpeg, which has a much larger spectrum of options. And FFmpeg, the same thing. We're going to have to use the environment variables to have that in the system so that the system knows where that file is. But you go to plasas.com/FFmpeg, and that's going to take you to this page where you can download the file. And you're going to look for release builds. All right, you can see a bunch of tabs. There's Git master builds, but you're going to want release builds, and then you're going to want to click on the file that says ffmpeg-release -full.7z. All right, and that's a 7-zip file. But not to worry, if you have Windows, that's a native file type. It's a 7-zip file, 7-zip.org, and they'll have a download link at the top, and you can just download the installation file for whatever device you have, and then you can use 7-zip that way. All right. But once you've downloaded the file, you're going to open it, and you're going to see this folder here. And inside the folder, it's going to say, you're going to see bin, doc, presets, license, and the readme.txt. All right, so you're going to copy that folder to wherever you like. And then I like to just rename it FFmpeg, which is what I did here. And then you're going to copy the link, and you're going to go over to the system environment variables. And you're going to click on path again, click edit, and you're going to paste it. All right, so you see here I pasted it already. And then hit OK, hit OK. And then once you've done that, FFmpeg will be installed. And then you simply just go in ChatGPT and ask it for FFmpeg commands to convert your video to the format that you want. All right, so if you follow these steps, then you'll no longer have to pay for some application that downloads YouTube videos or downloads content from the internet. All right, so you know, that's a great thing. And then also you won't have to pay for a program to convert your files. All right, because everything I've shown you here is free. All right, so once again, we've gone over everything, and it's really simple. You download yt-dlp, you download Dino, you put them in a folder, you copy that link into the system environment variables, you hit OK, and then you run your command through PowerShell to download the file. That simple. If you want to download it on Android, you use NewPipe, and if you want to convert your files, you either do HandBrake or you use FFmpeg if you want some more advanced options. And then make sure you have the ability to open 7-zip files. And once again, if you're on Mac, use the terminal program. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask a question below. And that's it. I hope that this was easy to follow, and subscribe for more great videos, and also sign up at plasas.com. That's my private network for everyone that's a follower, and we learn even more great stuff over there. So sign up, guys, for the community, and hope you have a great day. All right, take it easy, guys.